Hello, I'm MJ Fite with today's thought. Today's thought is from amateur to pro. Before we can actually be good at something or be considered experts, we all had to learn how to do it prior to getting to that point. When we talk about from amateur to pro, it simply talks about our process, from how we started in the very beginning not knowing how to do something and having to learn in order to become a pro. In other words, someone who knows how to do it or is pretty good at it, or you may consider to be an expert. Do not be afraid to become an amateur in order to become a pro. A lot of times you'll find that people are in a rush to try to become a pro, but not understand that part of being a pro means that you're going to have to be an amateur. You're going to have to learn how to do it the right way. You're going to have to learn how things work, and along the way you're going to make mistakes. That's all part of an amateur role. As you become more knowledgeable and skilled in a particular topic or area, that's how you gain the pro status, through experiences, not necessarily being anointed that title. You have to work for it and you have to earn it. The key to this principle is a little patience. Do you have the patience to go through the process of starting as an amateur and work your way to a pro? That's for you to decide. Now, we mention patience because patience is very much needed in the process. Because in life, we all want to just skip the amateur stats and go straight to being a pro. But in reality, we can't become a pro unless we're willing to start off as an amateur. You think about Tiger Woods and how before Tiger Woods could experience the greatness that he's had on the PGA Tour, he had to start off as an amateur. And as an amateur, he had to make some mistakes along the way. He had to go through some trials and tribulations. But now, being considered as one of the best in the world, you can kind of say, well, now he's a pro. Ooh, I maybe can jump and be in that status. But he'll probably tell you the same thing, that he had to work at it in order to get to that point. Same thing with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had to practice and he had to work hard as an amateur to be able to get to the pro status and win 6 NBA titles. And even in your life, in the things that you do, maybe you don't have championships, but in your life, in order for you to become a professional at something, you had to start off as an amateur. Think about walking, crawling, or even just language. You have to learn in order to get to that point. In other words, it's the process of getting from the bottom and making your way up to the top through experiences and knowledge. Remember, being a pro is something you have to work for. It's not given. You have to earn it. And by becoming a pro, that means that you know what it takes to start as an amateur at the bottom and work your way up to the top. So work for it. Don't expect the title of pro to be given to you. I'm MJ Fite with today's thought. And remember, a thought can take you in many different directions, but it's you that determines that direction. Have a good day.